Hello guys, welcome to the new video. So in this video I would be discussing like how you can get into data engineering field if you are already having some experience in corporate, then maybe as a developer or something else. If you are having an experience and if you want to get into data engineering, what all things you have to learn and how to plan for this thing so that you can get into data engineering technology maybe in some few months. Okay, so before that I would like to discuss how I got into this data engineering, pure data engineering field, because recently I have switched to this technology. Before that I was working in a big data technology, which is like Apache NiFi, but I was not much interested in it, and I had worked almost like 3.5 years, but since it was not having much scope and there was not much demand of Apache NiFi, so I decided to get into pure data engineering domain. So if you, the advantage of getting into this pure something which is having good like demand in the market is that you get good hike when you switch in such technology. So I was having 3.5 year of experience in corporate working in big data. After that I decided to get into data engineering, so I decided to learn Spark. Spark is a technology, it is a tool to manage data, big data, and it is like a tool which is having good demand, good scope currently in data engineering, and it is not like a huge topic. You can learn Spark within a month. Okay, and the only thing is like you must be having good practice over it. Okay, so those things you have to learn. You have to practice some questions, and you have to go through some interviews, some online interviews, to get an idea what all things, what all topics are asked in Spark. So all those things you have to learn. If you don't want to get learn Spark, you can also learn SQL. Okay, SQL is a pretty important thing if you want to build your career in data engineering. I would say like it is like base of data engineering. If you are good in SQL, you can easily get into data engineering. You don't have to know like all other stuff in the starting. Okay, so I would suggest first learn SQL. All of us, like if you are working in corporate as a software engineering, you must have done SQL at some point. So at least basic you must be knowing. So what you have to do, you have to sharp your SQL skills. You have to learn some advanced topics in SQL like window functions, uh, partitioning, and optimizations. All those stuff you have to learn, and you have to practice some good questions. It is very important to practice questions in SQL. So I would suggest a website. It's called Life with Data. It is having 100 questions. Okay, some good, very good SQL questions it is having with solutions. So all those questions have been asked in some like top notch companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Apple. Those questions are picked from the interviews of these companies, data engineering interviews. So all those questions are very good questions, and a solution is also provided. So this is best website that I found to practice SQL, and around 100 questions are there. Many questions are from lead code also, so you don't have to go to lead code to practice SQL. Many of people will suggest you to go practice SQL, start learning SQL from lead code, but you don't have to go there. All those questions are already covered in these 100 questions, so you just have to practice these 100 questions. Okay, I also started practicing these questions, but I didn't practice all those 100 questions. I have like practiced around 60 to 70 questions. Some questions are still pending. So I would suggest to practice SQL questions from this website, and it is enough. Okay, you don't have to go anywhere else apart from this. So after practicing SQL, Python, one of the uh, like programming language you already must have been knowing. So if you know Python, it's good, but if you know some other language also, it is not difficult to learn Python. So learn Python, at least basics. And on this website like Life with Data, questions, and there are around like 50 questions related to Python also, those you can practice. So these two things are enough to get into data engineering. You only need to learn SQL, and SQL must be like you must be master in SQL thing should be very good, and Python basics, if you know, it is fine. So after covering these two things you can learn like maybe in 2 months. 2 months are enough for these two things. After learning and getting mastering over these two topics, start giving interviews. Okay, start applying to some technology, some companies, and start giving interviews, and start viewing some interviews, online interviews. Some interviews are there on YouTube also, data engineering interviews. Those interviews you can cover. You will get an idea like what all questions are asked in data engineering interviews. So that thing you can cover. And when you will start giving interviews, data engineering interviews, you will come to know what all things you need to learn apart from SQL and Python. So I would suggest after 2 months start giving interviews, and start learning some other things also, like some cloud technologies, AWS, GCP, or Azure, or some extra topics like SQL, Snowflake, Spark. So theoretical knowledge you can get on these topics. And I'm sure if you know all this much, you would be able to get into data engineering field easily. Okay, so this I'm suggesting for a person having 3 to 4 years of experience, because for a person with 3 to 4 years of experience in data engineering, mostly SQL is asked in interviews. Okay, SQL with Python, if you know these two things, you can easily crack data engineering interviews. And on these two things only, I had cleared many interviews, 7 to 8 interviews I had cleared, and I had received offer letter. So that's why I'm suggesting this to you. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.